Time off this Sunday, issuing strong threats against Russia and Iran. The president telling NBC News, quote, that he is very upset with Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, about ceasefire talks with Ukraine, even threatening secondary tariffs and also threatening bombing and tariffs on Iran over its nuclear program. To talk about this more, let's welcome in Martha Miller. She's the Deputy Executive Director at the National Security Institute. Hey, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so first let's jump in and let's talk more about Iran. Trump's threats coming ahead of Iran rejecting his request for direct negotiations. How likely is it that Trump will have to act on these?
Look, I don't know. I think that's anybody's guess on what Iran will do and how they will respond at this point. I will say it is refreshing to see a return of deterrence with credible military force. Look, Iran is within weeks of, producing fissile material that could produce multiple nuclear weapons. So, they've reached a nuclear threshold that is highly dangerous for the United States, for Israel, and for our other allies in the Middle East. So it's important to our security, to regional security, and, look, if you don't have credible military threats to back up policies, these other world actors will not take you seriously.
All right, if we can, we'll turn to Russia now. How do you expect Putin to respond to Trump's threats?
I think he will probably brush them off. He has been, very difficult to deal with throughout this whole situation with regard to Ukraine. And, I think I'm more interested in seeing how Trump proceeds going forward. I think he gave Putin a lot of leeway and a lot of benefit of the doubt. And I think at this point, I'm very curious to see, honestly, how our president will respond to this.
And once again, Trump threatening secondary tariffs on Russian oil. He's not happy with Putin, says he needs to come to the table and come to a deal. Let's turn our attention now once again to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. What is his message to China with his first trip to Asia?
So, look, I think China is clearly being treated as our, honestly, our number one threat. Potentially, to some extent, it sounds as though, based on a memo that was leaked, being treated as the threat to the United States. And so, clearly we've made a pivot towards Asia, and we're moving away from Europe. And so I think it'll be very interesting to see, how successful will he be? Will this put us on a course of, further, more tensions with China or less?
Well, we can't forget that this trip is coming as Secretary Hegseth deals with the fallout of Signalgate. In fact, Israeli officials are reportedly furious that the messages made public included sensitive intelligence they provided to the United States. So could something like Signalgate make our allies lose trust in us? Is that happening right now as we speak?
Absolutely. The Israelis were outraged. They had actually, clearly provided us with human intelligence for that operation. We rely on Israel quite a bit for intelligence in the Middle East. And, that is not something to take lightly. In addition, there were complaints from the British about whether or not we could be trusted. And that is, in my opinion, a huge wake-up call, given our very special relationship and the Five Eyes intelligence sharing. More broadly, the approach to Europe, and since the beginning of the Trump administration, has certainly puts it into a context that makes for, not just, I think it's the contents of what was in the chat that was problematic for Europeans, especially because it's one thing to say something in a speech at the Munich Security Conference. It's another thing to demonstrate some pretty passionate feelings in a private chat.
Yeah, gosh, and just watching the conversation scroll past there and seeing the emojis, the fist bumps, the American flags, the fire emojis, like, oh, it's just like it's a regular work group chat or something, and this is obviously very different with the stakes being much higher. Let's stick with Israel at war here. Hamas saying it accepted a new ceasefire proposal that includes the release of 5 living hostages, including Israeli-American Idan Alexander. We've been interviewing his father, who has tirelessly been asking for him to come home and stop allowing the flow of aid into Gaza, allow it. A weeks-long pause in fighting as well, and the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. Israel has offered a counter proposal, but has not released any details. So this is what I want your take on. What negotiations do you think Israel is really looking for here?
Israel has a history of being willing to release huge numbers of Palestinian prisoners in exchange for Israelis. So I would not be surprised to see an exchange that would be disproportionate again. That's already taken place with regard to Gaza in this instance, and then separately, I think that I think the actions with regard to Iran actually are very relevant to this. Iran ultimately is the problem. So the more Iran is cowed, I think the better a chance everyone has to seeing peace in Gaza.
Gosh, and every time we see this destruction in Gaza, what an undertaking it's going to be once the rebuilding begins. Deputy Executive Director at the National Security Institute, Martha Miller, appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you.